December 5th, 2013, 1:12 a.m. The rain is hammering downtown Los Angeles. A young woman in a black trench coat walks through the revolving doors of the Cecil Hotel. She is alone. She is barefoot. She looks over her shoulder twice. 90 seconds later, the elevator doors close behind her. That was the last time reality saw her alive. For the next 3 weeks, 600,000 online detectives will watch her final moments on loop. The police will hit a wall. The hotel will claim nothing happened. But the tape doesn't lie. She entered the hotel alone. She never walked out again. I'm True Crime Explained. This is True Crime Vault.
Her name was Elisa Lam. She was 21 years old, a Canadian student from Vancouver. To her friends, she was a beam of light, quirky, literary, posting photos of Parisian cafes and thrift store sweaters on her blog. She was traveling solo down the Pacific Coast Highway, a rite of passage. Her itinerary, San Diego, then Los Angeles, then Santa Cruz. She carried a backpack, a camera, and a prescription for bipolar medication, which she took religiously. On January 26, 2013, she checked into room 507 of the Cecil Hotel, a hotel infamous for suicides, serial killers, and a dark history of unexplained falls. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, lived here. Elisa's father spoke to her on the phone that evening. She sounded happy, excited. She promised to call him the next morning. She never did.
4 days later, no texts, no credit card swipes. Her bed is untouched. Her glasses are on the nightstand. Her shoes, size 7 Vans, are missing. The LAPD releases the hotel's 4th floor elevator security footage, and the internet explodes. Here is what we see. Elisa enters the elevator at 1:12 a.m. She presses a button, but then she jabs the door hold button repeatedly. She peeks her head out, left, then right. She steps out into the hallway, flailing her arms as if shooing away an invisible person. Then she steps back into the elevator. She hides in the corner. She crouches down. She moves her hands in front of her face like she's counting or protecting herself. The elevator doors stay open for 2 full minutes. They should have closed in 10 seconds. Someone or something was holding the door from the outside. Then she exits the frame forever. The doors close. The elevator returns to the lobby. Empty.
For 3 weeks, the internet becomes a jury. Armchair detectives find a YouTube metal band named Morbid who stayed at the Cecil the same week. The lead singer, with dyed black hair, is doxxed. Death threats flood his inbox. He's innocent. He was at Disneyland. Next, a former hotel maintenance worker fails a polygraph about the water pressure. The mob chases him from his home. But the LAPD keeps one detail secret. A detail so bizarre, they think it's a prank call. On February 6th, guests begin complaining. The water pressure is low. The tap water tastes funny, sweet, metallic. Someone in room 203 says their coffee came out black with specks. Maintenance goes to the rooftop, to the water tank. The tank supplies the entire hotel's kitchen, bathrooms, and showers.
February 19th, 2013, 7:45 a.m. A hotel worker climbs the ladder to the rooftop. The tank is 10 feet tall. The lid is loose. He shines his flashlight inside. Elisa Lam is floating face up in the drinking water. She is naked. Her clothes, neatly folded, are found floating beside her. Her watch is still ticking. Here is the paradox. The tank is 4 feet high off the roof. The ladder is steep. The opening is a tiny 14-inch square hatch. Elisa was 5'4", 115 pounds. A person cannot crawl into that hatch alone. It requires upper body strength she did not have. And yet, no one else is on the tape. The coroner's report says accidental drowning, bipolar episode, no drugs, no alcohol, no fight marks. But the medical examiner adds one note, and I quote, "The decedent was found in a position consistent with having been placed in the tank, not crawled in." Placed. Not fallen, not climbed.
Theory 1. The official line. Psychotic break. Elisa stopped her medication. The elevator dance is a known catatonic symptom. She climbed the tank seeking refuge. A tragic accident. The flaw? The hatch. The ladder. The lid replaced on top of her. Theory 2. Employee access. A staff member had a master key. They knew the roof access wasn't alarmed. They met her in the hallway. They chased her up the fire escape. The open elevator door? A trap. The clue? A guest heard screaming on the 4th floor at 1:30 a.m. Police never released the audio. Theory 3. The timeline glitch. The security footage is edited. Watch the timestamp. At 1:16:37, the frame skips. 0.8 of a second missing. Enough time for a second person to slip into the stairwell. Here is the true crime formula question. If she was in a manic state, why did she remove her clothes before getting into freezing water? Hypothermia victims remove clothes due to paradoxical undressing, but you only undress after you are in the cold water, not before. Her clothes were on the roof, next to the tank. She undressed on the roof, then she went in. Or someone undressed her.
The Cecil Hotel is now operating under a new name, but room 507 is permanently locked. The water system was replaced. To this day, tourists leave flowers by the fire escape. Elisa Lam entered that hotel alone. The footage proves she didn't leave alive, but it doesn't prove she was alone up there. What do you think? Accident? Suicide? Or the one guest the cameras never caught? Like and subscribe for True Crime Vault. Comment, what happened on the roof? And if you ever stay in a vintage hotel, listen for the elevator that stops on floor 4 when no one pressed the button.